I want to get back to your point of how people view artists. I do not. I view artists as tortured souls. I think they're tortured souls. I think that I think the world should be ran by scientists and artists. I think artists have there's a certain, if you look at the universe or our society in as chaos, and there are certain population groups that bring order into it. I think artists, they're in charge of making our surroundings beautiful. If you look at any crazy neighborhood or some sketch place that's cheap, like in New York, or like a myriad of places around the world, you have artists that move into these neighborhoods because it's cheap, and all of a sudden there's a whole bunch of them, and they start making things beautiful. Maybe there's like graffiti art, and it's like all of a sudden someone decides to paint a mural, and then all of a sudden all these little coffee shops and artisan fucking restaurants start popping up, and there begins to be this culture. Yeah, it's still kind of sketchy, but it's getting better. There's like businesses and shit being in, and it's like all of a sudden you've got this dope little community, and you've got shows and people dancing, and all of a sudden some rich people move in, or someone like kind of moves in or has a friend that's an artist, and they go visit him and like, hey man, this is a really great place, and like I really like all the people that are here. There's all different types of people, and I'm gonna move in. And then their rich friend comes and visit them, and then they're like, you know, fuck it, we're gonna move here too. And then the prices start going up, and then all of a sudden the fucking Target's in there and all these fucking chain stores, and it's all fucking ruined, and the artists have to leave, and then they go on to the next neighborhood, and that cycle continues over and over and over again. And I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it, but like I feel like that's, you know, if you can find a spot where the artists have congregated and it's still cheap and there's still culture and all sorts of awesome little bakeries and whatnot, you gotta find that spot, you gotta live there, and you got to just ride that wave until everyone finds out about it. It was in Nashville for a while. It was in Portland for a long time, and now it's blown up. And it was in San Francisco, and the tech guy, the scientists and the techies moved in there and ruined it. And my question to you is, where the fuck is that next spot at, bro? Antonio, tell me. I'm trying to go there.
Damn. To be honest, bro, I feel like I'm in the mecca of it right now. Where I'm living at is changing so quickly.
Don't tell anybody.
Oh hell no! I don't. I try not to tell, but
yeah, don't tell.
It's already getting gentrified, yo. Yeah, bro. It's already, bro. But that's because they know that this is gonna be the center of the art world for however long. As you said, it rides a wave until it's gone. Still water.
Because it was the village. It was a village in New York in like the 80s, right? Like that's where it was, and now it's fucking expensive. You know, by Washington. It used to be kind of sketch. That's why I wanted to go there. I've heard so many stories about these were all the struggling artists used to live in New York, is like in the village. This is where it was, and now everyone I talked to around there, I was like, yeah, you probably couldn't afford to live here. And I was like, well, how does a 20-year-old like, oh, they've inherited a fucking rent-controlled lease and everyone hates them. They're trust fund kids. And I was like, what? This is a thing? Like, yeah, fuck those people.
Trump talked about it like, when was it? In the 80s, 90s. He talked about how, like, you know, people were coming at him because he was trying to have a rent-controlled apartment, but everybody around his neighborhood had rent-controlled apartments, and they were rich. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest problem. I feel like that rich people somehow find a loophole and always stay winning. And so it's like now. Sorry, continue.
No. Here's the thing, though. This is so John just hit me. He's like, preach. We're John. There will be no bummer cast. Okay, but the rich, and shout out to them. They have left. They have left a guide on how to get to where they are. And they're in books. And listen, motherfuckers, you need to read them. Anyone that ever tells you we need to tax the rich, non-starter, they don't know. You can't tax the rich. It's impossible.
Loopholes.
100%. It is cheaper for them to hire an accountant or maybe an attorney. Or we've had an attorney on here that talked about how they set up shell companies. They don't own anything. Brian Bradley, this is what he does. Is basically the trust fund lawyers. They don't own anything. They control everything. Everything is ran through basically a corporation, right? You can have like I'm not even gonna talk about it because I don't know enough yet, but you're not going to be able to tax these people. The only people that you're going to be taxed are you that has one revenue stream and a job that they can track, right? Like you're fucked. And I don't know, man. I won't go down this road. I can't beat them. I want to join them. And I think we should all try and join them. I mean, art is a way of essentially laundering or hiding money, right? Like I could hire you to paint a piece and then for like $500,
$30,000, $500,000.
Yeah, maybe, or buy that. Yeah, then donate it, and then valuation, give an evaluation of the piece of worth like $2 million, right? And then write that off on my taxes. I totally skipped about 17 steps there, but the art world is a way to hide fucking money, 100%. Cryptocurrency is a way to hide money, and we should all figure out how to do it, because I think it is as my duty as an American citizen to pay as little in taxes as I possibly can. Screw the government. They're the most inefficient. Oh man, I'm on one right now. Most inefficient use of resources ever. They do not do. I'll do much better things with my money than they ever would. Like everything the government touches turns to shit, and I will not be swayed any other way. I've said it. I've said my